Hi everyone, it's Lisa from SuttonsDaze. The following video is my attempt at making a keto clam chowder. In the process of making the recipe, I discovered some things that needed to be tweaked. I'm limited on how much I can do, and so I decided to publish the video anyway, but I'm going to put in the description box below the tweaks that I am going to do next time that I make it that I think will really take it over to the next level, okay? The recipe is super simple, super fast. Anyone can make it. Keto means no carbs, no potatoes. With keto, we don't do carbs. So I'm making a keto clam chowder. What you'll see as I'm making the video is that I don't incorporate the cream cheese because that's something I came in with afterwards. And I'm using less clams than what I'm putting in the description below because I'm increasing the amount of clams. This is a fantastic tasting soup. It is so good. But by adding the extra clams and adding the cream cheese, it will kick it into that next level that is just going to be phenomenal. I hope you enjoy the video, and remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Hi everybody, it's Lisa from SuttonsDaze, and today we are going to do a keto clam chowder, and I am so looking forward to this. I was never a big clam chowder fan, and then the other day Phil had some and he had me taste it with great resistance, and I kind of went, wow, that's really good. Your tastes change over time, don't you know? So I decided, you know what, I want to have that available for us to have anytime, and I want it keto friendly, which means no potatoes, you know, or turnips or whatever else, you know, people put into it. But in order to do that, I had to recreate the recipe myself, and I'm bringing you along to show you what we do for our keto clam chowder. I'm having to do this one-handed, so I will apologize because it's going to be a little choppy. First, you're going to need about 8 pieces of bacon. I pre-cook bacon at the beginning of the week, so I have this. If you don't, that's actually perfect, okay, because you want the grease. So what I did is I took the bacon, I put it in the microwave. I'm going to do it again, crisp it up a little bit more, but any of the grease that I've got there on the plate, I'm going to put into the pan because I want to have that in with the rest of the ingredients, okay? So save that little bit of bacon grease. I could also pull it out of my bacon grease jar if that's not enough. This right here, in case you're wondering, is thyme. That's the only thyme that I have right now. So I looked at my cabinet and I don't have any dried thyme, so I had to run out to the garden real quick and grab just a little sprig. Normally, I would add a half a teaspoon of dried thyme to the recipe, okay? A half a teaspoon of black pepper. Because I'm using the Thrive Life chopped onions, I'm only going to use 1/8 of a cup. Otherwise, you would use about 1/4 cup, you know, your taste, of finely chopped onions. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of the Thrive celery because, again, that's what I have on hand. Otherwise, you would finely chop up about 2 stalks, okay? I'm going to use a cup of my homemade chicken broth and 2 cans of the Bumble Bee Chopped Clams. Now, you want to save the juice that's in there, okay, because you're going to cook that down. So I'm not going to do this on camera because of my hand, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these cans, reserve the liquid that's in there, and then put the clams to the side. You're also going to need a cup of heavy whipping cream. So let's get started. I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so in a saucepan or however you want to do it, I'm going to start it off here. I've got the bacon grease, okay, and I'm going to put in the onions. And we're going to cook those up a bit in the bacon grease. Kind of marry those together. And, you know what, I might do a 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup of the celery. I love that smell. Just love that smell. Okay, next we're going to toss some pepper in there. Pepper to taste, salt to taste. And I like pepper. And I like salt. Okay. And where's my salt? Okay, so these are heating up together. And I'm also going to take my thyme. I'm going to take my time. And I'm just going to put those right in there. Pull out the leaves. I already washed them. And I'm going to just drop those leaves right in there to saute up with everything and meld in. Come on, there we go. That thyme smells so good. Okay. Okay, so those are all in there. Now let those heat up and do their magic. While they are heating up a bit, and I just want them to get, you know, I'm using the Thrive Life, so I'm not looking to saute them. If you are using the non-freeze dried food, saute them down, get them kind of soft, okay? I'm just going to heat them up and let them soak in that bacon grease. And while they're doing that, I'm going to chop the bacon. Let me rethink that for a minute. I'm going to open up one of these cans. Oh. Okay, got all of that. And I'm going to drain that juice into the onions and the celery and the bacon grease and the seasoning so that, so that it can work together, okay? Oh yeah. There we go. Love that sound. And then those are all the clams. Good stuff. And the cats are going, hey lady. Okay, so that's what I've got in the pot. There we go. We're going to let that heat up. And remember, we've still got one other can worth of juice to go. Now, I've got the bacon. And I know I've heard it a million times, guys. I don't have anything underneath it. I am doing this one-handed, so please forgive me. I'm going to try to make these as small as I can, but honestly, it's not going to hurt our feelings if it's not super crumbly and small. If you can bacon, the way that, you know, we've showed you with Michelle from All Sorts, I'll link to her video, or any number of YouTubers have shown canned bacon. I love having canned bacon on the shelf. That is an excellent use. I just happen to already have this bacon pre-cooked in the fridge, so I figured I'd crisp it up and use that. Okay. Oh, look at that piece won't cook. Gotta eat it. Okay, so I swapped out for a heavy bottom saucepan, because this is not a big recipe. This is, 4 servings. Okay, so I'm dumping all that in there. Smells amazing. You won't find a faster soup recipe, I swear. It is just going to be awesome. And yes, I'm talking to you with bacon in my mouth. You can never have too much bacon. Okay, so I'm going to do about a cup of the chicken stock. And then, okay, so now you're closer. Okay, so we've got the cup of chicken stock, the celery, the onions, the seasoning, and 1 can's worth of liquid of the clam juice. Okay, now we're going to put in a cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to open up that other can. See, I just used the juice from the first can. This is so hard to do with one hand. To refresh the onions and the celery. Okay. Now we're going to use not only the juice, but the clams. So all of the juice goes in there. Oh, that flavor. Oh, that flavor. We're going to dump that in there. Okay. And then we're going to get this one, and we're going to dump that in there. And still the cats are looking at me like, hey, lady. Okay. Oh, all those yummy clams. Chopped clams. Good stuff. Okay. And then we are going to take that roughly cut bacon, and we're going to put that in here. Now, typically for a non-keto clam chowder, you would add some kind of potatoes, okay? But potatoes or turnips are not keto friendly. So we are just doing bacon and clams, onions, celery, pepper, thyme, chicken stock. And I might have overdone it a little bit on the celery, but it'll just add some bulk to the recipe. I tend to forget and go overboard. But oh, look at that. See? Can you see? With every spoonful, you're going to get all of that. Oh. Okay, we're going to bring this up to almost a boil. Almost a boil. And then we'll be back. If you wanted to thicken this up a little bit more, you know, kind of replace that starch, then you would use just a little bit of plain cream cheese. I would say probably for this recipe about 2 ounces. It would slightly change your carb and fat and protein intake, but not to any kind of extreme. But it would add a thickness there that this does not have. But that's not having a thick soup is not a bad thing. But I think clam chowder, a lot of people when they think of it, if they're thinking of the New England, the white clam chowder, it is a little, maybe just a hair thicker than this. Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look at all the clams and the bacon. Oh my gosh. I mean, tell you what, you're not going to get any store-bought clam chowder. You're not even going to get restaurant clam chowder with hunks like that. Look at that. So good. Okay, so we're going to revamp this a little bit. See, now you see the clams, but you also see a lot of bacon. So I'm thinking that I might have put too much bacon in here. I might cut down on the bacon next time, or just call it bacon clam chowder, or add another can of clams without the liquid to bring more of a clam flavor to it. You can taste them, but it's not the predominant flavor, so it's not clam chowder, it's bacon clam chowder. Okay, and again, if you want to thicken it up, I would definitely add a couple ounces of cream cheese to make it a thicker broth. Do you think that'd... Ah, see, he nodded his head.
Definitely got to be thicker.
Okay, it's got to be thicker. So you want to add, to this recipe that I have down below, you want to add 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. That may even out the flavor even. So, see, they're not all success. Actually, very rarely are they. But this is my first attempt at keto bacon clam chowder. And I will definitely cut the bacon up a little bit smaller next time. It has a great flavor. It's just not necessarily clam chowder. You know what I mean? Okay, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, keep trying. Be safe.